Hello chums, and welcome to Taming a Monster, the series where I take some of Gran Turismo 7's most ridiculous cars to see if I can tweak them so that a talentless pleb like me can handle them without being killed to death. Like any common ruffian, I'm using a bog standard PlayStation 5 controller, and I have all driver assists turned off, except for ABS. Let's see what car is trying to murder me today. Hello chums, this is a quick video on the new demon swap for the Mitsubishi GTO. I'm not going to create a full Taming a Monster entry on this 1200 horsepower ballistic missile since I've already created a full video on its much more mentally challenged sister with the Escudo Pikes Peak swap. So, for this video I'll simply show you my setup sheet right off the bat and go straight to the Nürburgring lap to see how it compares to the other monsters on my leaderboard. So, here's my tune. The basics are pretty much the same as the Escudo engine swapped car, though I have made a few tiny tweaks here and there. This tune is optimised for the Nürburgring, though it will work just about everywhere else too. The transmission setup is much less important than the Escudo engine since this supercharged V8 has a much healthier spread of torque. This has allowed me to extend the ratios to allow the car to gain an extra 10 or 20 miles per hour on the final straight at the Nordschleife. It's worth mentioning that to get the absolute best out of this car, it will be necessary to fit the front splitter for front downforce, the rear diffuser to add even more to the front as well as some rear downforce, and a big ugly rear wing to keep it all stable. If you're curious, the livery is a replica of the Mitsubishi LM Edition from the original Gran Turismo game. If you search LM Edition, all one word, you should be able to find it. Let's see the lap. Since I'm not really doing much else for this video, I will show you the full lap instead of a pseudo highlight reel like I normally do. Most of you will know that there's been some mild physics tweaks in the latest update that added this engine swap, along with the new R35, Evo 8 and Toyota Hiace van. While it's definitely made some positive changes for us smelly hobos making do on a standard controller, it's not necessarily made cars any faster from what I can tell. It seems to have removed some of the jankiness from the previous update and made cars feel like they actually have weight instead of feeling floaty, without necessarily reverting back to the more understeer-driven physics from before update 1.49. Overall, I am happy with the changes, since it makes the game more accessible once again to those of us who aren't hardcore sim fans. As for the GTO, it's bloody brilliant. Interestingly, it actually feels slower than the Escudo swap in some circumstances. The likely reason for this is the extra 50 kilograms from this V8 engine, but this engine is much easier to use. It also sounds excellent. Some of you may be wondering if there's any point in the Escudo swap anymore, and there are some things going for it. For starters, fuel economy. It will perform better in races with fuel consumption turned on, since race car engines seem to always go further on a tank. The other thing the Escudo engine swap has going for it is fun. Because of the way the Escudo delivers its power, it's very challenging but very rewarding. This demon swap is almost point and shoot by comparison. The way the Escudo engine kicks you in the bum when the turbo spools is more fun than the demon's linear delivery. Not that I'm complaining about this V8, I love it. So basically what I'm saying is you should buy the Escudo swap if you're a masochist. In the end, the GTO gets a 6 minute 4 seconds, just edging out the Chiron-swapped Corvette, though the Corvette is very capable of going faster. I did make a mistake or two on that lap. While a 5-second improvement over the Escudo engine doesn't sound like much, it's not like that was a bad car to begin with. Plus, this engine swap is slightly cheaper. So, that was a quick showcase of the demon-swapped GTO. It's bloody brilliant. Buy it. The full monster taming episode on the Nissan 180SX will be coming out very shortly as well. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, I'd greatly appreciate a like and a subscription. Take care, and ta-ra.